As temperatures cool off in Alabama, the football and volleyball action heats up. Let's get into the best of the best action from last week in this edition of Holtzford's Highlights. We open this week's highlights with a quick look at the AHSAA 67th State Cross Country Championship held at Jesse Owens Course at Oakville Indian Mounds Museum and State Park near Moulton. Big winners during the event were Savannah Williams, who crossed the finish line for her second straight Class 5A individual title, clocking in at 18:17.92 to help Lawrence County win in Class 5A Girls Division. Auburn's Maxwell Harden set a course record and state meet record in the rain and mud, running 14:43.63 over the 3.1-mile course. He finished a few steps ahead of Matt Conwell of St. Paul's Episcopal, who also bested the previous course record by running 14:56.4. We congratulate all of the team and individual winners. We move next to the AHSAA State Football Playoffs first round of competition. We head to DeKalb County first, where the Fife Red Devils, 10-0 of Coach Paul Benefield, faced Red Bay in Class 2A. This Fife team looked much like the Fife teams of past years as it rolled past the Tigers 55-8. We pick up on the action in the first quarter with Hunter McCann streaking for a 36-yard touchdown to give Fife the lead. Later in the half, the Red Devils' workhorse Logan Anderson scores on a 19-yard run, and 4 minutes later, Brody Hicks busts through a hole to the sidelines and races 44 yards for another Fife touchdown. Benefield, who was selected last week to be inducted into the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame, watched his team claim its 333rd career win, rolling up 362 rushing yards in the process, with Anderson leading the way with 161 yards on 10 carries. With the win, the Red Devils advanced to play Winston County this week at Double Springs in the second round of the playoffs. After opening the season at 0-2, Gadsden City's Titans won the Class 6A Region 8, finishing the regular season with 4 straight wins. Coach Allie Smith's team kept that momentum going in the first round versus Coleman High School in Class 6A. Titans quarterback Matthew Sparks threw for 214 yards and 3 touchdowns, all 3 going to receiver Clyde Curry, who continued to be a big play force for Gadsden City. He finished the night with 9 catches for 146 yards, and teammate TJ Worthy rushed for 104 yards on 14 carries as Gadsden City won 41-24, setting up this week's round 2 battle at home with powerful Mountain Brook. Pleasant Grove Spartans opened up the Class 5A playoffs against Alexandria with one goal in mind: to reach the Class 5A Super 7 state finals for the 4th straight year. Pleasant Grove quarterback Eric Hanley completed 13 of 16 passes for 290 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead the Spartans past the Valley Cubs 43-14. We look in on the action with Hanley finding Clarence Taylor on the second play of the game to get things started. Still in the first quarter, an 82-yard scoop and score by Nathan Lavender helps put the Spartans of Coach Darrell LeBeau up 15-0. And from there, it was all Pleasant Grove as Hanley added 2 more touchdown passes to Rashad Sager and again to Taylor, who finished with 4 receptions and 121 yards with 2 scores. Pleasant Grove, which has gone 54-11 in LeBeau's 5-year tenure, advances to face Russellville on the road Friday night in the second round. Russellville's first round 63-10 Class 5A playoff win over Boaz was a highlight reel, especially the first half. We pick up on the game with quarterback Harrison Birch and receiver Randall Johnson. They're already on their way to record-setting performances. Birch was 17 of 27 passing on 481 yards and 7 touchdowns, both school records. And Johnson caught 7 passes for 377 yards and 6 touchdowns. The 6 TDs tied the state record held by 3 other receivers, as he became the first player since 2010 to accomplish this feat. His 377 receiving yards ranks second all-time in the AHSAA record book for the most receiving yards in a game. Birch's final touchdown pass was caught by Cash Crumpton as Russellville built a 56-10 lead at the half and cruised to the win. The Golden Tigers of Coach John Ritter host Pleasant Grove in the second round Friday night. Moving south to Mobile County, we pick up the Class 6A Round 1 playoff game between Wetumpka and Saraland. The host Spartans, coached by Jeff Kelly, were boosted to the win by the outstanding performance of sophomore Ryan Williams, who had himself quite a game. Williams rushed for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns, caught 7 passes for 141 yards, and 2 more scores that led the charge as Saraland posted a 48-14 win. Sante McWilliams added 19 carries for 100 yards, and quarterback KJ Lacey passed for 259 yards and 2 touchdowns. Saraland travels to unbeaten Hillcrest Tuscaloosa this week for the second round of the playoffs. Back in Mobile County next, we check out unbeaten Theodore, who was just that in its Class 6A Round 1 playoff battle versus Sidney Lanier High School. Running back Braden Jenkins sets up the Bobcats in the first quarter with this run and gets in to score for the first of his 3 rushing touchdowns on the night to help lead the Bobcats of Coach Eric Collier. Theodore defensive back Braylon Robinson reads the Poets' trickery here to grab an interception and return it to the red zone to set up another Jenkins score. Jenkins finished with 22 carries and 194 yards as Theodore downed Sidney Lanier 35-20. Theodore advances to host Hueytown in the second round Friday night. We close out the NFHS Network School Broadcast Program highlights with Class 5A UMS Wright hosting Headland in a game of major historic proportions. We pick up the action with the Bulldogs running back Cole Blaylock picking up good yardage. He finishes the game with 17 carries for 302 yards and 4 touchdowns as UMS Wright won 56-13. Making head coach Terry Curtis the AHSAA's all-time football coaching wins leader with his 347th victory. Curtis, who also serves on the AHSAA Central Board of Control, moved past Vestavia Hills High School's Buddy Anderson. Congratulations to Coach Curtis and UMS Wright from all of us at the AHSAA TV network and the AHSAA office. Unbeaten UMS Wright advances to the second round this week to host Beauregard.
Earl Woods, Gatorade Player of the Year, has proven that new year, same result. Another touchdown, 56-28. James read along with Luke Robinson. And Luke, you said this would be a high-scoring game. I didn't think it would be as high as it got.
Well, I'm a little shocked that Benjamin Russell could only put up 7 points in the second half. All the credit in the world to the Hueytown coaching staff. I mean, they made some adjustments both offensively and defensively and got things going.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and Earl Woods was showing that, yes, he is one of those best players, and his teammate, Jaquil Rouser, making a big play, and running the football is what they do best. Elijah Hudson on the carry, but there's that young man Milner. He's able to walk him down.
Boy, and I mean, he just engulfed him there, and he does it again here in just a second. But Hueytown does end up getting the touchdown both times. I think if you're the Benjamin Russell team, though, that's irrelevant. The effort of Corey Milner was something to behold.
Long run here by Rouser. And once again, here's that man coming out of nowhere into the center of your screen. Milner, touchdown-saving tackle. But on the next play, Hudson able to find the end zone. And you thought it would be all Gophers, but no, the Wildcats come roaring back. And they're able to find Milner on a long touchdown pass. He had a great first half, catching 2 guys and catching a touchdown.
Yeah, Milner had a heck of a game in that first quarter. You know, he squeezed a lot right into that first quarter, and then that was an interesting play right there on special teams.
Aquavius Mayberry with that one, but then it would be Hines with the touchdown-saving interception to keep the Wildcats at bay. And you would think at this point, once again, it'll be all Gophers, but no, not yet. Here comes the other Hines, Mikel Hines with the touchdown, and they expand the lead to 14 points again. But Mr. Benton says, no, I'm not going to have that. Touchdown strike there, and then a double pass. They'll find Foster all alone, and he'll take it into the house, and they go into the locker room all tied up at 21 apiece.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then, of course, Benjamin Russell in the second half, they come out and they're able to take the lead. But after that, it was all Hueytown.
Long pass finds no one because Franklin's right there to have strong defense. But they go on the ground, and Ty Williams great hand placement there to keep his balance and get into the end zone. They have a 7-point lead, and then after that, it's all Hueytown. Rouser gets it and just walks into the end zone, and wow, boom, boom. I mean, he can run fast and apply the blow, and defensively, they were outstanding, getting the loose balls and giving the ball back to their offense after they stymied the offense of Benjamin Russell. Rouser again keeping his feet, getting into the end zone, touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, and the defense once again outstanding for Hueytown.
Yeah, Benjamin Russell had ample opportunities, 3rd and short, 4th and short, and they just never seemed to be able to get the conversions.
And it seems as though they got the wake-up call. We talked to head coach Greg Patterson about what happened when his team was down, that they flipped the switch and got their offense going.
Well, my coaches did an excellent job making adjustments at halftime, and we just challenged those guys to come out and play Hueytown football. That team we got really fought hard. Give all the credit to Coach Griner and that group and what he's done. But my kids, just answered the bell to the challenge we gave them at the half.
Your defense stepped up big early in this ball game, getting turnovers after turnovers, really touchdown-saving plays. What can you say about your defense? Even though they gave up 28 points, they were really able to step up big.
Yeah, I heard you say something about defense, but I can't be more happy for those guys. Had a huge turnover right there. I think it was Mikael Hines that got that and was a real turning point for us. That, give the ball back to our offense and just let our tempo take over. That's just who we are.
Coach, you have to play Theodore in the 2nd round. What can you tell us initially, or what you know about the Theodore squad you'll be taking on next week?
It's a long trip. That's all I know. I haven't watched any of them, so I don't know anything about them. I just know we got a bus trip, very similar to what we had with McGill-Tulane last year. So thankfully, we've got some experience on making that trip, and we'll have our guys ready.
Coach, thank you so very much for your time. Congratulations, and good luck to you on your road to the Super 7.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.